Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. Today let's talk about the skills needed in playing volleyball. But first of all, allow me to introduce myself. I am Isa Kaliman Lucas, one of the reporter in Group 3. So basically, volleyball is not just about hitting the ball over the net. It is a sport that requires precision, timing, coordination, discipline, and mental control. Every rally that we see in a game, whether it's a school tournament man yan or professional league, is built on the fundamental skills that the player continuously practice and master. Today, I will be discussing the 3 essential skills needed in playing volleyball, such as serving, passing, and hand setting. It is not just a basic movement, but it is a foundational techniques that determine the success of every players inside the court. So, let us answer the question why we need to learn skills needed in playing volleyball. Learning these skills in playing volleyball is actually very important. Hindi lang sa mga athlete, but of course tayo din ng mga ordinary people because it helps us to grow physically, mentally, and even socially. So when we learn these skills like serving, passing, and hand setting, hindi lang siya about sa magiging magaling tayo sa paglalaro ng volleyball. But these skills is natutunan natin na ma-build up pa yung coordination, yung reflexes, and stamina natin. So, at the same time, volleyball is not just about a team sport, meaning to say, hindi pwedeng solo player ka dito. You need communication, trust, and teamwork. So, habang natututo tayo, is nabibuild up din natin sa sarili natin na magkaroon ng leadership skills, discipline, and yung emotional control natin. Especially kapag under pressure tayo. So, basically, learning these skills is important. Not just for the game, but for life. Because nabibuild siya ng strength sa atin, ng confidence, and teamwork. Ito yung mga skills na magagamit natin even outside the court. The first skill that we have is serving. So what is serving? Serving, a repeatable routine to use each time they approach the service line, is the most critical factor for successful serve. Serving is the act of putting the ball into a play to start a rally, executed by a player from behind the end line, hitting the ball over the net to land in the opponent's court. Let me explain to you. Serving is not just about the start the game. It is the first attack. And why first attack? It is because kapag nag-serve ka, is malaki yung chance mo na makascore directly from a serve. And tinatawag natin yan na ace. The text emphasizes the repeatable routine. So ano nga ba yung repeatable routine na yan? It is honestly very important kasi kapag galing ka sa bench, tapos malamig yung katawan mo dyan kasi nga galing ka pa sa long rally. So, basically, pagod ka, diba? So, kung wala kang routine, possible na kabado ka or like sabog ka, hindi ka focus kapag ikaw na yung player na magsiserve. Ang routine kasi, yan na yung pattern natin or technique na ginagamit ng mga player para makapag-focus sila because routine builds a muscle memory and confidence. Ang example ng mga routine na kadalasan or commonly nakikita rin natin na ginagawa ng mga player, whether sa sa school tournament man yan, o yung mga napapanood natin sa television. So, di ba kung mapapansin natin, bago magsaserve yung athlete, di ba, sometimes is nagdi-deep breath muna siya bago mag-serve. Pwede rin visualize niya yung target or yung opponent niya. And di ba minsan may nakikita tayo na binabounce muna ng isang beses yung bola bago mag-serve. Yan yung mga repeatable routine na tinutukoy dito. That's consistency na nag-help to regulate nerves kasi serving is mental as much as physical. So, ano nga ba yung mga advantages kapag ang isang player is magaling or marunong siya mag-serve? Let's find out. Firstly, kapag nagawa mo properly ang serving, one of the advantages niya is magbibigay ito kaagad ng chance para makascore kaagad yung team nyo. Di ba? Kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, that's what we call an ace. Next to that is, it put a pressure from the opponent. Kapag magaling ka mag-serve, syempre, magbibigay yun ng pressure sa mga opponent yun kasi nakikita nila na meron kayong potential na makascore agad. Next is, it control the pace of the game. Of course, diba, kapag unang sabak mo pa lang sa laro, tapos maganda na kaagad yung performance nyo. So, diba, mas magkakaroon kayo ng opportunity na makontrol yung pace ng game. So, next to that is, it builds a confidence. Of course, hindi lang sa, for example, kung ikaw yung nag-serve and then, maganda yung serve mo. Of course, hindi lang ikaw yung magkakaroon ng mataas na confidence, but of course, yung teamwork nyo din. So, next is, it can target a weak receiver. So, of course, diba, kapag maganda yung pagkakaserve nyo, tapos biglang target nyo is yung na-observe nyo na weak receiver, of course, magkakaroon kayo ng chance to score. Because serving is not just about the starting the play. It is already a form of attacks and strategy. In serving, we have two common types of serving. First one is we have a underhand serve and overhand serve. Now, let's take a look the underhand serve definition in the PPT. So, yung nakalagay dyan, it's not a definition na kung ano yung ibig sabihin niya, but it talks about yung proper positioning ng underhand serve in order para maintindihan ng mga audience. So, underhand serve, the athlete should position the feet behind the service line, shoulder width apart and facing perpendicular to the end line as if planning to hit a golf ball or softball over the net. So, basically, hand-to-hand serve is usually for the beginners or commonly tinuturo siya sa mga beginners. But, do not underestimate it. If it's done properly and it is a very effective. Yung positioning dyan nakalagay na feet, shoulder width apart behind the service line. So, ang position natin dyan is slightly, naka-sideways tayo dyan. So, like parang, imagine natin na parang maghaampas tayo ng golf ball. So, the ball is held in our non-dominant hand. Ibig sabihin, yung non-dominant hand natin is yun yung may awak sa bola. Which is naka-open palm dapat yung natin, yung nakahawak ng bola dyan. So, then you toast it around 1 foot. So, dito is maliit lang siya. Yung dapat katamtaman lang. Dapat meron tayong control lang. Then, our dominant hand is in yung naka-closed fist. Yan kasi yung maghahampas doon sa bola. So, dapat naka-closed fist tayo. Makikita nyo rin sa video later on. So, naturally, and hit the lower third part of the ball. So, bakit nga ba ang tatamaan natin yung sa lower third part ng ball or yung sa pinakababa? Because when you hit the ball sa lower part, and then magkakreate ito siya, magli-lifts upward and forward. So, P6 yan. Like, kapag upward force is meron ding plus forward motion. So, yung strength dito is nagdedepende kung gaano mo kagusto. Madali mong nakokontrol dito yung bola kung paano siya mag-land to the opponent. So, dito pumapasok yung control. Like, hindi lang siya dapat overpowered, hindi rin kulang, because underhand serve teaches control, timing, and basic coordination. So, ano nga ba yung mga advantages or benefits kapag nagawa natin properly ang underhand serve? So, firstly, of course, is mas madali natin siya natutunan, di ba? Madali lang siya for the beginners. Ikaw, kung beginners ka, it is very recommended na underhand serve muna yung ituturo sa'yo or una mong matutunan. Number 2 is, mas control mo yung direction. And of course, lower risk din ito siya sa service errors kasi mas kontrolado mo talaga dito. Ikaw yung may control sa power nung kung gaano mo kagusto yun na ilan sa opponent nyo. And it is also good for accuracy training because underhand serve may look simple but it builds a control and consistent which are very important especially for the beginners. So, let's watch this video para matutunan natin yung proper na positioning. Next one, let's talk about the overhand serve. Ano naman ito? Let's take a look at the definition. Overhand serve is a powerful and common technique used to start play by striking the ball with an open palm above the head, aiming to create a speed or unpredictable movement. So, basically, ang overhand serve is This where things get competitive. Kasi overhand serve is stronger and more aggressive compare kay underhand serve. Usually, ginagamit ito sa mga intermediate to advanced level na. So, dito is positioning is the key. So, as you can see sa photo here, makikita nyo, this is the positioning. So, if right-handed ka, left foot ang nasa front mo. So, this is for balance and proper weight transfer. Yung weight mo is nasa likod yan muna. Then, you serve. You shift it forward. So, the arm position naman. Dito naman is parang magbabasketball ka or nag-archery. So, elbow hand, hand back drawing the bowstring position. So, dito naman, ito-toast mo yung bola within the 1 meter feet. So, dito naman, mas mataas ito compared sa underhand serve because you need a space para magkaroon ka and ma-generate mo ng maganda yung force na ibibigay mo. Then, here's the powerful movement. Dito naman, you shift weight from the back foot to front foot. Rotate your shoulder and strike the ball within an open hand. So, dito naman, 'di ba, yung left foot mo is magta-transfer yan siya. Kasi nga, kailangan mo ng malaking space para magkaroon ka ng ma-generate mo yung force na kinakailangan. Dito naman, 'di ba, sa underhand serve kanina is naka-fist. Dito naman is naka-open palm. So, dito, then yung follow through. This is so very important kasi kapag walang follow through, mawawala yung direction at yung power. Because overhand serve is not just about the strike. It involves yung core coordination natin, yung timing natin. Usually kasi, buong katawan natin dito is involved talaga. So, ano nga ba yung mga advantages kapag nagawa natin properly yung overhand serve? So, overhand serve is mas powerful ito siya compared kay underhand serve. So, in order to that is mas mataas yung chance natin na maka-ace or maka-score agad. Third is harder for opponent to receive. Of course, may hirapan yung opponent natin na masalim yung bola or nila, di ba? So, next to that is, it allows the strategic placement. Of course, di ba, napaka-powerful ni overhand serve. And of course, it also improves the upper body strength natin and coordination because overhand serve increase the offensive capability of the team because it creates more pressure. We also have a roundhouse service style. What is roundhouse service style? It is also works for many athletes. The athlete is positioned in the same fashion as traditional underhand service style described in the previous section. So, kanina, di ba, ang topic natin or ang diniscuss natin is yung underhand service style. So, ang roundhouse service style is parang ganun din siya. Pero ang pinagkaiba lang nila, 'di ba? Yung underhand service is sa baba natin hinahampas or tinatamaan yung bola. While dito naman sa roundhouse is pataas in a circular motion. And now, let's talk about ano naman yung mga purpose nito and ano yung mga advantages niya. So, number 1 is para makapag-generate ng mas smooth and powerful na serve. So, dahil na circular or paikot yung braso natin, mas natural dito yung swing natin and mas nakakapagbigay ng force para magkaroon tayo ng successful serve. So, ito siya, hindi siya stiff. Dito naman, mas fluid ang galaw natin, kaya mas control natin yung power. Some people said, yung mga hindi nakakalam, even me, is akala ng most ng mga tao is yung mga gumagamit ng roundhouse service style is like parang style lang talaga nila or parang parang maganda lang tignan, pero hindi pala kasi just like me, hindi ko alam dati yung roundhouse service style pala yung tawag doon sa mga nakikita ko lang na sa school tournament or sa television. So, itong roundhouse service style is malaki pala yung advantages niya. Kasi dito, like, hindi pilit dito yung hampas natin, pero malakas pa rin. So, number 2 is para magkaroon tayo ng better rhythm. Yung roundhouse motion kasi, mas nagbi-build siya ng flow. Tapos, di ba, ikot yung braso natin in one motion. Also, para mas mahirapan yung kalaban natin na magbasa or ma-interpret kung ano ba yung serving natin and kung ano ba yung technique na ginamit natin or ano ba kung hand-hand ba yan or yung roundhouse. So parang masosurpresa yung kalaban natin. So dahil nga yung angle ng contact niya is minsan unpredictable, di ba? Yung direction ng bola. Pwede ito mag-create ng confusion sa mga receiver. So number 4 is alternative siya for players na nahihirapan sa traditional overhand. So sa roundhouse, it becomes a middle ground. Mas advanced ka kaysa sa hand-hand pero hindi kasing technical ng overhand. So, number 5 is para ma-develop ang shoulder mobility at coordination. Since malaki yung arm swing natin dito is mas magagamit natin yung shoulder rotation natin and yung body coordination natin. In short, roundhouse serve is used to create a smooth, controlled power with a different angle of the attack. Now, since done na tayo sa serving, now let's talk about the passing. Passing, the athlete should assume an athletic position, face the direction the ball will came from, feet slightly staggered and shoulder width apart, knees bent, upper body slightly leaning forward, hands held loosely in front of the body. So this is the positioning of the passing. Now let's talk about what's the importance of passing, which is honestly, it is one of the most underrated skills. Passing controls the game. Kapag magaling ka sa passing, and kapag pangit naman ang first pass mo, of course, mahihirapan talaga ang setter. Kapag nahihirapan ang setter, mahihirapan ang attacker. So, as you can see, connected talaga siya. So, kailangan ma-execute natin yung proper passing. So, domino effect siya. So, kailangan ang athletic is masunod niya yung required position in order para hindi mahirapan yung setter and yung attacker natin. So, the required positioning is yung knees bent, slightly forward lean, feet shoulder width apart, and hands ready. So, kailangan ready talaga yung hand natin. So, this position allows us to quick reaction time. Kasi nga, volleyball is fast-paced sometimes. Less than 1 second lang ang reaction time mo. So, in forearm passing naman, hands are clasped one together and thumbs must even. Bakit nga ba thumbs even? Because uneven thumbs create an uneven platforms, meaning the ball might go left or right unexpectedly. Ang pinaka-importante sa lahat is move your feet or dapat flexible talaga yung mga paa natin because volleyball is about positioning, not reaching. Kapag nag-reach ka, mawawala ang balance mo and magiging inaccurate yung pass mo. Good passing equals control offense. And one of the mga benefits ng passing kapag magaling ka or alam mo yung proper execution ng passing is makakontrol mo yung first contact of the ball. Kasi diba, from serving, ang next contact dyan is yung passing. Next to that is, it allows smooth transition to offense. Next is, it prevents easy points from the opponent. May iwasan mong magkaroon ng points yung opponent nyo. And also, it improves the team coordination. Because without good passing, the team cannot execute proper attack because of the passing. So, as you can see in the photo, there are many types of the passing na kailangan matutunan ng isang athlete. So, that's the passing. Now, let's talk about the hand setting, the third skill needed in playing volleyball. Hand setting naman is a controlled two-handed technique in volleyball used to accurately place the ball for a hitter, usually as the second contact. So, ano nga ba itong hand setting? From the serving, passing, next is the hand setting. Hand setting is done to prepare the ball for your teammate. It is because this is the brain of the team, the setter. Setting is about intelligence and anticipation. In conclusion, volleyball is a team sport, so every skill is connected. Serving starts the play, passing controls it, and hand setting prepares the attack. And when these three essential skills are mastered, the team becomes synchronized. Parang isang system, not just a individual players. That's why fundamental matters. And this is the end of my presentation. And my topic is to be continued by Mr. Macalaw. And I hope that you've learned a lot. Thank you so much.